Morning, Valerie.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, 24.
Good morning.
We got
Fixing to
it.
get out the line.
All right. Well, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Look at us having teamwork over here. So happy Friday, guys. Big waves out there. Big waves, big waves, big waves. Thank you, Hill. Good work over there. Appreciate the assistance. And, I think we might have to take a vote because I actually just went on to the next word of the year and I didn't do a funny word, but it's Friday. And I think I forgot last week. And so now that Coach will not be here today, I think we vote so you can see where my heart lies. We can vote. So if you guys like the funny Friday words, we'd have to start next week if you do. But if you like the funny Friday words, go ahead and give me like a one in the chat and we will continue with funny Fridays. Okay, we got a yes, we got a couple ones. Okay, that's all I needed. I needed a little validation. So next week we will go back to the front funny Fridays. I just went to the next word of the year. I'm trying to see if the gentleman that gave me the word is here. I don't see him. So this is Jorge Rodriguez's word, and the word is reinvigorate. And the more times that I say this word, the less confident I am in pronouncing it. The first couple times I had no problem. I feel like the more I repeat it, because I like to practice before I get on here, now I'm struggling, but we're gonna just rock it. And if I say it wrong, you guys just love me through it and we'll all smile and giggle together. So I did not see any birthdays today. So if it's your birthday, please speak up because maybe we're crazy enough, not friends on Facebook. So that might be the other assignment. If you're on the coach's corner and we are not friends on Facebook, send me a friend request so that I can get your birthdays because we like to sing to you. And I know that you all love our beautiful harmony when we sing on the birthdays. But the definition is to bring new energy, strength, or life back into something, like breathing fresh oxygen into a thing that's gone just a little bit stale. Okay, so we're just making it better again. So the way that it's said to think about it is re plus invigorate. So again, plus energize. So get energized all over again. And why does this matter? Well, because I don't know about your world, but my world kind of is all over the place sometimes. Like life has seasons, and so does motivation. So sometimes we bounce out of bed and we run around like little monkeys and we're just fired up and ready like Eric Drain is every single day. We're just rocking and rolling. We go eat those frogs. If you guys haven't seen his frog video, maybe check it out, his cereal video. But we just, some days we're like that, and other days we're like limping in and we're just barely upright and we're just doing our best. And that's just kind of how life is. So reinvigorating isn't about trying harder. It's about resetting what fuels us so that the effort stops feeling like we're pushing a boulder up a hill while wearing flip-flops. Like, can you feel that feeling where you're just losing traction faster than anything else? And so, what reinvigorating looks like in real life, in a couple of examples. So, first of all, our body. Instead of going to the gym or at home or wherever, doing like a punishment workout, and I don't know, maybe we all can't relate to that, but I can definitely feel that in my spirit. I know what that means, like a punishment workout. Instead, I'm going to change it into something that's fun and makes me feel alive again. So maybe for you, you love weightlifting, but for Hill, he loves playing basketball. So and I know you're always in the gym, Hill, so we're just going to change things up here. But maybe the gym doesn't feel fun to him, but he remembers the time when he would get out on that basketball court and that brings him joy and it still makes him feel great. So he swaps it for a little bit and he gets back on the basketball court. Next in our business, that means going back to the simple, consistent actions that actually move the needle and maybe cutting some of the fluff that might fill your day but doesn't actually get you to where you want to go. In our relationships, that means choosing presence over autopilot. Oh, you ever feel something a little bit? And I'm like, how many times have I been on autopilot? As my son, so just so you know, My kids love, like I am gray for a reason. And my kids love, with their beautiful little spirits, they love to see how stressed out they can make mom. And I think I might have raised little adventurers. I don't know where they got that. I don't like to sit still. So literally my son left last night at 1:30 in the morning to go drive for 6 hours with a couple of buddies to go to a mountain to go ski and snowboard and see how much he can hurt himself today is all mom can really think of. And so, all I can think of is, oh, did I give him some presents? Or every time we spoke for the last couple of days when I actually had him near me, did I just choose autopilot? And they're in June Lake, Andrea. So they went up to June Lake. I don't know why they didn't go to Mammoth. It would have been just as far, but whatever. Maybe this one was cheaper. Anyway, so was I present or was I running around on autopilot? And I think sometimes with the people closest to us, we give them autopilot more than we give presence, right? So let's and no tea in that. So let's work on having presence with the people that matter the most to us. And then our mindset. So we need to feed our mind with better inputs, not just that doom scroll, right? That I can't be, I want to say we're all guilty of it, but maybe that's just me making myself feel better. I know I can be so guilty. I look at 8,000 home remodels. I don't know what real world that I'm in. That's all it gives me right now is remodeling your house, and it gets me in, like it sucks me in. But what that's not anything that's bringing value because I'm not even in my own home right now. So I can't remodel anything. So get rid of that and reduce the leftover stress. Instead, maybe pick up a book, listen to a podcast, something that helps you feel a little bit better. So the quote that I found was, "It's never too late to start again, but it is too late to keep doing what's not working." So if you're banging your head against the wall, kind of doing things that aren't fueling you, it's time to reinvigorate and change something. So how do we do that? Especially if we're a little bit of a creature of habit of, how do we move the needle into a different direction? So first of all, just pick one thing, just one thing a day that you're going to do every single day and you're just going to nail it. Like it could be something as simple as when you get up, make your bed. And like do the bed that if you, well, I'm thinking about my childhood. If your dad was going to check your room, so not your mom. Okay. So in our house, if my mom checked the room, if the blankets were up, it was good enough. If my dad checked the room, it better be smooth. So make your bed like your dad's going to check your room every day for 1 week, right? Just get that done so that you get that win and you realize, hey, I can win even in a small space, which means I can win in a big space. Next is to change your environment up a little bit. Pick a different playlist, right? Go work in a different spot in your home. When I'm home, I have a desk that's this way and this way. It's like a little L. I will tell you, I have never once considered until I read this sitting in this direction. Like that feels so weird to me to even talk about right now. But you know what? The desk goes both ways, so I could sit that way. If you do that, that can reinvigorate just a little bit in our thing. Walk in a different route instead of the same one you go on every single day. Guys, I'm gonna try that today. If I don't make it back because I got lost, just know that I love you all and maybe somebody will find me. But those tiny little shifts wake up your brain and allow you to reinvigorate. Next is to go back to the basics. And we all kind of know the boring things we're supposed to do every day, right? Get enough sleep, drink enough water, eat our protein, get some sunlight because we're just fancy little house plants, right? Do all of those things. It's boring, but when we do that, it reinvigorates our body and it allows us to feel better and to move into the next space. Next is to clean our input. So we already kind of talked about this a little bit, but focus on less negativity and focus more on the things that, maybe make you smile, make you feel like you learned a little something, make you feel better in that day. And that's going to allow us to lift our standards a little bit to make sure that what we're feeding ourselves is a little bit better. And then lastly, reconnect with our why. So maybe take the time to write 3 sentences about what you're building and who it blesses. Um, I, some of you might have been on a Zoom that Coach did this week, and he kind of threw me in front of I don't know, a boulder. I don't even know. He kind of caught me by surprise with a question that he asked me, and we're going to do our best to like not say much about it right here because we are going to be calm and relaxed this morning. But whose hero can you be? Right? And kind of digging your well before you're thirsty so that you have the ability to be somebody's hero in some, different ways in your life. And what does that look like for you? And so when we're looking at our why, realize, okay, why am I doing what I'm doing? And maybe it's in, why are you exercising? Because you're going to play with those imaginary grandbabies someday, and you've got to be able to get up and down off the ground, right? Or why are you building an empire with your business? Well, because maybe your grandbabies live across the world from you and you want to get your own airplane so that you can fly back and forth and be able to do that. So in case you're wondering whose why that is, that's not mine. That is actually, I'm going to mess up her name, but well, Eric Worre's wife. I don't think she would appreciate me not giving her a name, but I can't remember her first name. But anyway, that was her why, and she did it. She got herself a plane, and she can visit her kids in a whole nother country, or her and her grandkids, because she wanted something that big. So whatever your why is, write it down and give some three sentences on what that looks like to you and who it blesses, including yourself, right? You're allowed to get blessed as well. So I love this word from George today, Jorge today. He's not here, so we can tell him later. You guys all can tell him that I did a really good job, okay? But I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful Friday. We'll see you over on the IPA, and Coach will be back on Monday.